Hey Relic Hunters, how's it going? So I just wanted to create this video to talk a little bit about the feelings that you might be feeling right now if you've been anticipating the opening of Epic Universe. Personally, I have been. I've actually been anticipating this probably since 2015. I believe that's when Nintendo, or maybe it was Universal, announced their partnership with Nintendo. So, ever since that point, I have just been ecstatic about the new parks. Now, I have been, if you've seen my other videos, I have been to Super Nintendo World in Hollywood, and it was amazing. But Epic Universe is going to be unlike anything. I mean, Super Nintendo World will be just like the one in Japan, but the park as a whole is going to be insane. I've been hearing that it's going to be better than Disney Sea in Japan. So, I mean, needless to say, I've been extremely excited by it. In 2023, I used my excitement for Epic Universe to help me get on a weight loss journey. So back then, I started at 355 pounds, and now I'm down to 283. So it's around a 70-pound loss. So I'm hoping I can fit into all the rides. I can ride, I think when I hit around 300 pounds, I could ride Velocicoaster at Universal Islands of Adventure. So I'm hoping I'll do okay in Epic Universe, but we shall see. I'm still, of course, on the diet plan and losing weight. Actually, if you want to check out those videos, if you're interested to see my diet, see my workout, you can check that out on another channel. You can actually find it through this channel, Retro Relic Zone. If you look at the featured channels, you'll see my other weight loss channel called Epic Weight Loss. Of course, I named that after Epic Universe. I've been pumped for this theme park to open. And I have to say, as I know some other people out there are feeling this way, I feel envy, jealousy, when I hear that the social influencers are going to get a special day, a special access day, tomorrow actually, Saturday. So I know social influencers, I mean, with this day and age, it's obviously going to happen. Of course, they're going to get access into the park and make all their videos, podcasts, take photos. Like, I realize that's going to happen in this day and age. I know that there's been other theme parks open in other states where they probably gave the social influencers special privileges. But like I was just thinking, as far as theme parks go in Orlando area, I know probably a more recent one was Legoland. I'm not really too sure when they opened or if they gave social media influencers any special privilege. But my mind goes to the opening of Animal Kingdom, which was in the early to mid 90s. Of course, social media wasn't around at all. I mean, besides the news, but we definitely didn't have YouTube back then. So I feel like this is kind of new to these businesses of allowing the social media influencers to come in and create this content for the park. So I was wondering how it's going to pan out. I think there's two ways it could go, and I'll get into that later. But for me, like someone who's been anticipating this for so long, I feel like these social media influencers are cutting in line. You know how you get that feeling you've been waiting in line for like an hour, and then you see people, oh, my family's up there somewhere. It's like, you don't really know if they're telling you the truth. You don't like when people cut in line, basically. And that's how it kind of feels. I mean, to me as a fan that's been anticipating this for so long, that's how it feels. And then you have these social media influencers like from X or Instagram, TikTok. I'm not on TikTok. I'm actually on X though, so if you want to follow me, follow Retro Relic Zone. It's just the people that take photos from other influencers and just repost them, and people that create this, I know it feels like a fake, over-exaggerated excitement on things, and I'm pretty sure they do it just so they can generate ultimately money for their posting. And I don't know, most of them just repost. I don't think a lot of them make videos. I don't think they're willing to go on camera. But it's just to see people. I don't know. I feel like they're cashing in on my excitement, and it just feels like they're exploiting the fans that have been anticipating this for so long. And I've posted quite a bit. I enjoy making videos. Actually, the reason why I started my weight loss channel was to get better on videos, because I definitely just this excitement I have toward the park makes me want to create content to, I guess, show my experience in the park from my own perspective. So I get from a business perspective that it makes sense for Universal to allow all of these social media influencers to come into the park and especially create videos with their own personal touch. I mean, some of these social media influencers have hundreds of thousands of followers, millions of followers, and that's completely free advertising for Universal. So it's like it makes sense why Universal wants these people to come and explore the park. It's just, as a fan, it's difficult. This could also backfire on Universal. The park still has over a month to open. Tomorrow's April 5th, so that's like a month and a half away. I heard some rumors today that Ministry of Magic was just operating for team members, so that will most likely be closed tomorrow. And if it's not a planned closing, it'll probably be down because they're still working on the ride, obviously. Universal, I think they're betting on these influencers to put their best word forward pertaining to Epic Universe. However, if they have to deal with a lot of rides that are down, maybe menus that aren't complete, what else is there? Just the basic operation of the theme park hasn't, been fully tested yet. So if they have a bad experience, and if they share that to social media, these hundreds of thousands of followers, that could negatively impact Epic Universe. Another way is if these influencers continue, they're already doing it, but especially when they're led into Epic Universe, if they continue to oversell the theme park, like this is just, the greatest experience of anything ever. If people, these followers, if they come into the park with this expectation of this pristine, well-oiled operating machine, and they don't get that when they first visit, that's going to be a pretty big disappointment for these first-time visitors. And some of these first-time visitors too could post on social media, and word travels very fast. There's another scenario that Universal's expectation of these great reviews could actually go in the other direction of social media influencers giving bad press to Epic Universe. Like, for example, if they think something's too expensive, they'll be complaining about that. If the food, maybe wasn't finalized and it wasn't up to their liking, they could be complaining about the food. Maybe complaining about, I don't know, the Ministry of Magic might feel too cramped. So I don't know. I know Universal is expecting positive feedback from these social media influencers, but that's not guaranteed. So regardless of how this social media day goes tomorrow, if you're a huge fan that's been anticipating the park, we want to make sure that these people don't ruin our experience there. So, just take the practical steps. Unfollow, block, unsubscribe. Do what you need to do so it's not ruined for you. I know that there's, good influencers and not so good influencers. I think, some people really do mean well, and I'm not trying to shine a negative light on, all social media influencers. I hope that this video isn't taken like that. But I think just nowadays, I feel like it's even more so. Just with social media, you have this fear of missing out. And I'm sure from a business perspective, they probably love that. But it's like we just have to try to calm down this fear of missing out and realize that we'll get our time in the parks. And we don't need to watch these videos or look at photos. I've been looking at BioReconstruct's photos, and like those didn't really ruin the experience for me because I mean the park was being built. I just enjoyed to see the process, especially, I mean, obviously I got all the Nintendo stuff behind me. I'm most excited for Super Nintendo World. So just think it's really interesting to see it being built, especially that, it's so close. It's like within 100 miles of where I live. So it's interesting to see that process. However, seeing photos from within the park, photos in video, and these social media influencers will document everything, which is fine. But you may not want to experience all that. I'm kind of torn between my feelings. I feel like I do want to see and know everything about the park. And I mean, I've been following this now for 10 years, like I said. So, I mean, I know where pretty much everything is in the park. I know the different worlds, how they're laid out. I know where the restaurants are, even in Celestial Universe. So it's like I know a lot of the park, and the rest of it, knowing what it looks like from a point of view, from ground perspective. I don't want that to be ruined for me. I want to feel that epic feeling of walking through the Kronos and just being in awe. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the social media day tomorrow and how I'm feeling and how I'm sure other people are feeling. So it was good to just talk about it, and let me know what you think down in the comments, please. And also, if you like this video, please subscribe. I actually plan on going to Epic Universe soon, so I don't know if I'll be able to take video. However, the same thing as I said earlier, if you don't want to see any of the content that I produce, then yeah, don't subscribe quite yet, and just wait a while until the park's been open. Also, if you want to communicate with other fans of Super Nintendo World, of just Nintendo, well, the group I created is solely about Super Nintendo World in Epic Universe. So that's on Facebook if you want to join. The link is facebook.com/Epic Universe SNW. That's the link to the Facebook group. I created the group. It's kind of like this group. I'm intending for this group to be a creative group. Like, I don't want all of the typical people asking how to buy tickets to Epic Universe, or like the generalized theme park questions. I want it to stay pertained to Super Nintendo World, and just allow a creative outlet for people. So like posting photos or just anything you create, you can post here. There's also a few different chat rooms. There's I think one called Toadstool's Meetup. It's pretty cool how in Super Nintendo World you can use power-up bands to, of course, track your score. But the thing is, you can't really communicate with anyone. So if you join that chat, I forget what the hashtag is now, but I requested for anyone who posts their gamer ID, their power-up ID, the ID that you'll see on the leaderboard in Super Nintendo World, they can post that username and then use a hashtag, like within the same string sentence of what they post in the group. And then you can search that hashtag, which will pull up their usernames, and you can potentially chat with people that are on the scoreboard in Super Nintendo World. So I just thought that would be a cool way to communicate with other fans. There's another chat group. It's some meetup group. I forget the name. You'll see it's a meetup group. So if you want to meet up with other fans of Super Nintendo World, you can join the chat room and meet other fans and potentially meet up with someone. Then there's a town square that is just like general Nintendo talk. So hopefully it's a good outlet for, to let people be creative and use to just have more fun in Super Nintendo World. So check it out. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you understand that you're not the only one with this feeling of missing out, or I'll admit it's like a jealousy feeling of these people going early. You're not the only one. There's a lot of us that feel this way, But hopefully you can just feel at ease knowing that we'll get in eventually. And for now, stay off of social media, stop following these people, and just think about how your experience will be as you walk through the Chronos. You know, don't let anyone take that away from you. So, anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys later.